Alright, so I am in a live stream, and the topic, it's YellBRo Light. The topic's going to be Bliss. That's right. Good thing. Before I get started, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery, to helping victims of Africom, to Cohen Daly, the Australian boy, has cancer, and you can donate to help him out. Also, share, support, and donate to some content creators. Stevie, aka Redneck Economics, Sleepy J, buy him a coffee with extra cream. And optionally, if you have money left over, or if you have time left over and you want to help this person out, you can. Ali Alexandra. All links in the description box. She's a good writer. You should support her. But on her, based on her instructions, wants people to check out the other ones first. And I'm a simp, so I said, okay, I'll do that. All right, so topic for this video, on the light side of things, is bliss. Now, when I say light, it's very difficult to go on with that without bringing some sort of aspect of dark along, because I believe that the only way to find this like supreme light, the imperial masculine, right? This thing of light in a symbolic sense. The only way to find that is for it to be born out of the imperial feminine, which is the dark, right? The unknown. You go in there, you dive through, and you figure shit out, and then boom, the prime masculine pops up out of there. Which is why I think you see a lot of symbolism in regards to, like, the great masculine hero is born from the female mother maiden type of figure or character, right? The mysterious woman. And that's why you see that in mythology and symbolism and in film and all that stuff. So yes, there's. I'm gonna have to bring up some elements of dark. Meanwhile, dark, I just do like full dark if I wanted to. But yeah, all right. So bliss. Bliss, I will call as something different than happiness. These are my words and how I'm using them. Right? Happiness is something momentary, or even fleeting. Right? It's not there and just stays around. Sort of some notes, a little bit. Wrote 5 words down. So how is there this constant bliss? Because that's what I think it would be. It would be constant. I think most people are like, well, how does that make sense? You're always happy, like 24/7? Like, this is why I make that distinction. This is why I make a distinction between moments of feeling this thing, I guess, call it joy or happiness or whatever, and then the permanent mainstay of bliss itself. The only way to maintain and experience bliss, right, would be the ability to negotiate both your darker aspects and your lighter aspects. That's what makes it a mainstay. See, something like happiness, like the momentary sense of it, sadness, or anger, or any of these type of feelings and emotions, and thoughts as well go into this. The ability to negotiate all of them is bliss. When you are you, no matter what the conditions are, you are in a state of bliss. Check this out. Some sort of All right, let's go typical, right? Romantic type of thing, right? And clearly, we can all see, like, oh, I can see how this is happiness or a happy thing happening. We could see that. It's right. It's blatant. You don't even need to think about it. Like, I feel good. Let's say this person ends up being something entirely different than you thought they were. Guess what? Bliss is like, okay. Like they're ready for the gates of hell to pop open. You have your champion, your internal champion, negotiating all realms of all this shit. Where you 24 fucking 7. So if it's something, some sort of external event that happens that's you would consider positive, I'm okay with feeling happy. Granted, like, to be honest with you, there are people that would fight that actually, but they have their own things to work at. Probably something I would probably lean towards or have experience where you see something happy and you're like, no, it can't be true. Can't be it? No. Not happiness? No. Must be something fucked up must be happening. Where you create a narrative, right? Because you're trying to stay in that darker sense of things. But the ability to walk into the light and sit in it. Ah, there's your bliss. But as soon as you see the fucking storm cloud overhead making its way towards you, like, okay, guess what I get to do? Put on my fucking armor, my shield, and my sword. I'm ready to fucking go. Guess what? There's a secret like enjoyment of it. Bliss. How about tremendous sadness? Where it's not a moral fight, it's just something terrible happens. Right? Not anyone's fault. Right? Like it's just happens. A loved one passing away or something like that. Towards like a sort of random act of quote unquote random act of nature, like a fucking lightning bolt strikes him or something. Right? And you feel that extreme sadness. Fuck. Be able to sit in that. Still bliss. Be able to sit in that extreme sadness is bliss. Why? Because you're maintaining yourself throughout all. This is the best expression version of me, no matter what the fucking weather is. No matter the circumstances, I am me throughout all of this. And that is holding your bliss up in your fucking chest. In fact, I think I would say you would feel it. You would feel it in here. And you guys will hear me quite a bit rant about the notion of letting the environment be the reason or excuse or the determining factor of why people do certain things, right? Or like as a solution, changing the environment, something like that. The reason why I poke at that or be like, no, I'm not buying that, is because in a way, like if that person, that victim, or whatever the fuck, talking to you, you expel that. Your circumstances. That's why you. If you bring that to them and they buy it, like, oh, maybe you are foregoing the greatest experience anyone could possibly have for the sake of convenient reasons for why things happen or why people do what they do. You're also, in a way, could be you're not taking it away from them, right? You're just playing another environmental factor in reality, but in a way, it's like if I did that, I would feel like, fuck, I'm almost like I could possibly like put an idea out there that you might that you can look at. Hey, you have your own agency. You have all these faculties. You have the existential hero, champion, lover, friend, All that shit. All that shit is internal. It's inside of you. Pause. But it's covered in dust. You just can't see it. Sand over it. Got to go negotiate that fucking desert and dig it the fuck up. And guess what? Even if you're like, you know what, it's bullshit. Well, fuck. Go find it. Like, go find out. Say, hey, you know what? Jordan's wrong. Jordan's probably wrong. Let me go check. I'll go check just to make sure. I know he's wrong though, but I'm gonna go check. Maybe you find something. Unless you're Sam Harris. Sam Harris will say, there's nothing there. He looked for it on some sort of machine. Yep, it's not here. Not on my tablet anywhere. I don't see it. Now, since we're in YellBRo Lite here. Now, to me, in my mind, I look at that as a perk. As 100% a perk. To be able to deal with any forces, any emotional atmosphere you're walking through. You're able to deal with all of it. I would consider that a perk. And you'll see it in your own life, you know, when you go through certain things or things happen in life or and whatnot. The ability to stand, you know, feet planted, you know, feet on the ground, head in the clouds, with all of that. You'll see, like, oh, fuck. There's something, like, this is, forget about material importance, even though I do think that plays a factor. But imagine the importance to you yourself. There's a bunch of areas I can go with this. How about, let's go extra woo-woo with it. Like even on like a woo-woo, new agey, spiritual sense of things, of where bliss can take you. Now there's this idea out there called The Secret or Law of Attraction, right? I think they have what I've seen typically seems to be like a poor version of that, right? Because they're saying if you wish for this, this will attract to you in your life or something like that. I'm like, yeah, but you got to be you first. Otherwise, you won't even recognize the little signpost that will guide you to the thing you actually want. You don't even know what you actually want at that point. Really, you got to go through the you stuff first. But let's go and say the you stuff happened already. Now look at the perks. I don't look at it like, I partially look at it as like nature colluding, you and who you are colluding with nature to make this thing that you truly want to happen. But you're not going to want like I want to be able to run a 4.240 instead of nature being like da-da, da-da. All of a sudden your calves are like you're all yoked and shit. Instead, it's like, since your perception is looking at that as the thing you want, now you're noticing, maybe you see someone running down the street, or a body type walking down the street, or you see it on TV, this new workout thing. Like, let me look into it. And ends up becoming something that helps propel you to be able to train to be that thing, to run that fast. But no, it wouldn't be just like, here it is. Because I don't think you would actually want that. I think you would want to work for it. Also, your own moral sense of like not wanting to take from others in order to boost yourself up, right? You kind of want it to be fair grounds for others. That's my guess. Someone can prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong that selfishness is a deep-seated who you are type of thing, as opposed to, okay, greediness, let me dust off that and see what I actually want. Also, you know, playing off this law of attraction thing, this is the one I think people would love the most, and I do believe it's a real thing. This idea of a soul family. It's almost like David Icke's notion of frequencies, right? Where it's if you're rocking at a certain vibe, oh, the universe recognizes that. Like, hey, this vibe's also over here. Not saying like you're literally going to hear a voice in your head that says vibe is over there, or you're not going to get like map coordinates or whatever the fuck. But in a way, you're going to attract to that type of thing, that type of frequency. This is very woo woo. And if you want to, if it's written off as just, this is make believe, blah, 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 like, oh, okay. I don't mind that. This is YellBRo Light. YellBRo Dark is where I go beat the shit out of you. But YellBRo Light, it's like, oh, okay. I get it. Sounds, woo woo. Like, this isn't real. It sounds mystical. Doesn't sound grounded. I get that. I get it. But it's still an idea I'm throwing out there, regardless. So yeah, this whole notion of even like soul families, that's interesting. From like, oh, these are the people you're supposed to be around. Because there's some sort of existential kinship, maybe. Or whatever. Whatever it is. Some sort of relation there. And you kind of attracted them into your life just by you being you. You walking, you doing the work to stand at the top of the mountain with, with your whole self intact. Expressing your bliss, which is the ability to be you in any circumstance. The result of that is that feeling, that vibe, that frequency. That's right. That's right, Ben. Vibes. I mean, I think most people already believe in that, but they don't think of it in a structured sense. And yes, YellBRo Light, the light side of things, is very difficult. Like I said earlier, very difficult to put into words because it's almost like moments where your mind isn't running. Right? That's more of the darker stuff. That's when the mind's racing. There isn't, there isn't, fireworks to keep you going. Just one little match in a cold cave. What's up, JC? That's right. Find your authentic self. And guess what? Your authentic self, once you are there with that, you have all these different avenues because of the things that are going to be thrown at you. Life still continues on, right? We're going to be threatened by death. People we love are going to be threatened by death. I don't mean like, bombs and missiles, although it could be that. But I mean like oh, you're going to die someday. Right? There's still darker aspects to life. 100%. But if you are you standing tall in those fucking moments, you are sitting in bliss. Because guess what? It feels good to beat the shit out of a bad idea. I know most people will go for the wrecking someone, like someone actually saying the idea and like they're destroying them in a debate. I know that probably feels good too. I get that. But to actually be like, this has no, you hold no ground. This idea, you hold no ground here. You get wrecked easily. That is existential gold. All right. Done with my bliss rambling. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think. What do you think about bliss? Like, what do you think it is? Maybe use the words differently. Some people might call it like just happiness, but I would apply happiness to a particular type of vibe as opposed to the ability to negotiate all vibes. Right? The weather changes, I move with it. Where are you going? But yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links, all of them in the description box. Do it. And with all that said, give this video blissfully a thumbs down. Ah.